chairs are good. Let's put the director on a chair and
Let's get in the back.
I'll stay right here.
You sit here. I'm good.
Yeah.
Squat up here.
Well, guys, so thank you so much for being here tonight. Really awesome. Let's start with you guys. Happy here in New York. So, Rodrigo?
Yes.
The tone of the film is quite heightened. And I guess that a lot of artists here in New York City might relate to what we saw on screen. Maybe not the killing part, but definitely the part of acting and the struggle that comes with that. How did you get this story in mind? What inspired you to do so?
So we were. Is this work?
Is it all? Just cup it. If you cup it.
So we were actually 3 writers on this, and so me and Caroline, we wrote the actual script, and it's based on this story written by Alejandro from Argentina, and it was basically us adapting that story to a format that we could actually shoot it. And the story is, well, it talks a lot about my situation here and Caroline's situation here too. We're foreigners, and a lot of us come here with a dream to make it in the States, in New York City, and we live this life of day jobs. I'm a server. Caroline's a server too.
Yeah, say that.
And we also bring this point of view of the, let's say, our relatives and people who are still in our home countries. Many times they have a different idea of what's going on here. So that's, more like the gist of the story. And you were talking about the heightened pace and volume. A lot of that kind of came together on the editing afterwards, I have to admit. This project, everything happened very, very fast. We shot it in one day. So and then the editing took me like pretty much 6 months, because at some point I didn't even know what I had in my hands, and I didn't even believe in it because of problems with footage, everything happening so fast. So a lot of the pace and the thrilling part of it came afterwards. So, bringing in the train, coming and trying to show what goes on in her mind and her struggle. Yeah.
Another question for you. How did you guys know each other already?
Yes. Hello. So we met each other at the New York Film Academy. I was doing acting, he was doing filmmaking. I was always watching his movies, but we never had the opportunity of working together. And so this all began when I had my best friend from Argentina here. She was like, I want to shoot something. I'm like, well, it's not the way it works. And so I called my friend Alejandro Escaño, that he knows us for a while because we were working like 5 years together. And we literally had to rewrite the whole thing because it all looked perfectly for theater, but not for screen. So we were rewriting it till like 3 a.m. in the morning. We had one day to shoot, and we were like, okay, let's see what happens with this, because it's definitely against all our filmmaking, process to be done that we learned in school. So
against everything we learned.
We're happy it came a good. So yes.
And you're still friends with her?
Yes, of course. Hola Denise, que no estás acá. She's in Argentina, so she can't be here, but well.
I'd love to open it up to the room, please. Anybody, some questions? Yes, sir.
Well, Happy in New York, it's a really interesting shift in tone, and I think that you could have, even the arguments could have been funny, but you really took it very dark, and I'm just wondering if that was an original intent when you were writing it, or like you said, a lot of things change in editing, but the change of tone seems seamless now, but I'm sure it wasn't.
Yeah.
Or maybe it was.
That was intentional. Maybe I don't even that was intentional. I really wanted to bring the you know, the Argentinian comedy that's very usually like a tragic, really how do I say real, like it's a real day by day thing that turns to be a drama, but it's very, you know, close to you. Let's say, I don't know how it's down to earth. That was the word that I was thinking. But kind of, I don't know if you watch Wild Tales, but we were trying to go that way, and I'm happy at actually at the end we could show what we were actually looking for, which is there's always this image of how people see you because you're in New York and they think you're doing great and you're just living this Disney life, and it's not the way it is actually. There's a lot of hard work behind it, so that's why we wanted to show. So I'm happy at the end this is worked, I guess.
Anybody else? Yes, I see two.
Curious of the different locations that you filmed in. There was, I think, a bridge, and like there was the theme park, obviously, and there was Skyway. So were you like trying to with your local equipment, you have to move around a lot to get to do a lot of street shoots, and how was that experience just being right there in the moment and just turning on the camera, right? Or was it a little more planned?
So I did a little bit of location scouting. I knew which train station we're going to be using. We just went to Central Park. We got there like 8 something in the morning, and then we tried to find a spot.
Did you need all your permits to shoot in the city, or you just went?
We just went. Permits.
Oh yeah.
Apologize.
We just went. There's this, let's say, an unwritten rule that you're not gonna get in trouble, and but you might be kicked out. So, but you're not gonna get in trouble with the law. So we, like I said, this whole project happened in 10 days. So like, when we first got the little story, and we wrote it and like adapted into the day that we shot. So there wasn't much time to like do that, but like scout and everything. So, and then the second location, they're walking on the streets. That one was very random. We just, I was trying to find a place where we could like see some buildings, but most of those locations, it would be too noisy. So we kind of went a little further. And the yellow scene, that's in Harlem by the riverside. That's where I live. So there's even another shot that I did like a couple of scenes there. So it's very nice, and I think it gives a little, well, believability and like charm to the whole thing.
Definitely captured like that feeling that was like you're walking along the streets, and so you kind of got the best of both worlds. Right? You got to plan a little and just kind of turn it on.
Yeah, we planned a little.
I saw a hand in the back still. You still have your question?
Oh, I actually was going to ask the same thing, but I guess also you shot this building in one day. Like how many hours approximately?
16, 15.
8 till 2:30.
Yeah, we went until like 2:30. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like 15, something like that, 15 hours, yeah.
Dakota, do you still have a question?
I mean, we all happy in New York, right? It's true.
Yes.
Yes, so you guys are intending to show your film internationally to Latino-America?
Yes. I didn't send to any festivals yet abroad. We're actually thinking about doing this release on YouTube eventually through a channel that they have like a million followers or something like that. That's like a lot of. We're trying to find a way of like having like a big release on YouTube and online. We haven't sent to festivals in Brazil or Argentina yet, but I think we should.
Yes, we should. We will.
Yeah, it's a money thing as well. So I mean, the movie itself costs us $200, but now we already spend like 3 times more just in festivals and
Well, then I would like to ask the following question: where can we find more of your work? And yeah, what is next besides posting it on that?
So lately I've been doing a lot of theater. I'm working at the acting studio. in Midtown. I'm doing directing and playwriting, and I've been focused a lot on writing. So trying to come up with content that I can possibly show in the theater and then transform it into film. Maybe I have a website, directoraris.com. But yeah, mostly I've been doing like theater lately.
Nice. And for you?
I'll say CarolineRosalino.com. That's my website. And well, yes, I'm working on other projects. It's a theater, film combined. It's a play that we're gonna shoot. Let's see how that works.
Wonderful. One big applause, please. You guys, you're representing Greener.